Hey guys, so this is actually a solution video to a problem that a viewer submitted, and the problem reads, it's a center of mass problem, and it reads, a square raft 18 meters by 18 meters of mass 6,800 kilograms is used as a ferry boat if three cars, each of mass 1,200 kilograms, occupy its northeast, southeast, and southwest corners. Determine the center of mass of the loaded ferry boat. So immediately with any center of mass problem, what you want to do is identify your plane that you're going to evaluate. So in this case, it's going to be this ferry boat. And what you want to do is make a coordinate system and center the coordinate system with the center of your plane. So I'm going to center this ferry boat on. I'm going to say, so since it's 18 by 18, it's going to be looking something like this, where it goes 9 out, negative 9 back. So that right there, would look like our square plane or square ferry boat. And then the next thing you want to do is start identifying or plotting the points where your masses are. So in this case, it says 1,200 kilogram masses in northeast, southeast, and southwest. So I'm going to plot this northeast, southeast, and southwest point, and then you want to label them. That's pretty important because you can make easy mistakes if you forget to label them. So 9 comma negative 9 and negative 9 comma negative 9, right? And you don't want to forget the plane itself, right? So the centered ferry boat is at 0, 0, and it weighs 6,800 kilograms. Now there is an equation for center of mass, and it reads something like this: center of mass equals mass 1 times r plus m2 r plus m3 r plus m4r, and in this case we have 4 masses, but it could go on forever, and all that divided by the sum of the masses, right? So this is the sum of the masses down here. Don't get that confused. Sigma just means sum, right? But the important thing about this equation is that it has to be broken up into an x and y coordinate, because this r right here, the only thing that r signifies is that it's a vector quantity and it has an x and y component. So you have to multiply that mass in with the x and in with the y. So the first thing, so in order to get our x coordinate, I'm going to say center of mass for the x, or that's explicitly stating that you're getting your x coordinate there, is going to be, so m1. And what I like to do is just work left to right. That's how I read. That's how I like to do my problems. So right here, the leftmost is going to be a 1,200 kilogram car, and the x, so since we're working in the x, multiply it by the x component, or the x coordinate, the x part of the coordinate point. So right here it's going to be negative 9. Then I'm going to work my way to the 0 point, which remember is the car, or the ferry boat itself. So it's 6,800 multiplied by 0, plus, over here they're both the same, so what I'm going to say is 1,200 times 9 times 2, right, because they're both the same. And the sum of my masses is going to be 6,800 plus 1,200 times 3, right, because I have 3 cars. Okay, and all you do is you plug this into your calculator. Make sure you get your parentheses right, because that again could be a simple mistake which you don't want to lose points for. And you're going to get, it's going to spit out your x part of your coordinate point for the center of mass, and it should be 1.04. That's what I got when I did it. And finally, the last thing you need to do is obviously get your y coordinate. So it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 1,200 left to right. So negative 9 plus 6,800 times 0. And now, when you look here, this is the difference, right? So because this has a negative 9 over here and that has a 9, I can't just write a 2. So now I'm going to do plus, oops, sorry, I wrote it equals, but plus 1,200 times 9 plus 1,200 times negative 9, right? Because they're two separate now. The y coordinate points are different. And it's again going to be over 6,800 plus 1,200 times 3. And this time that should give me negative 1.04. So now what you do is you combine these you go ahead and combine both of these quantities, and it's going to spit out, you're going to get your center of mass to be the point 1.04 comma negative 1.04, and that is your answer. That's how you get the center of mass. Now, the very last thing I like to do is just make sure that that's logical and check it. So for example, on this, if this was my ferry boat, you notice that if I cut it diagonal like that, all my masses are on this side, right? So that means immediately I should know that my point should be on this side, which that satisfies. And just the fact that this point is all the way to this right, I would know that out of these coordinates on my the what are they called, sections on your coordinate system, you would think that it's in the fourth section, right? This fourth area, and it actually is, because it's 1.04, so something that way, comma negative 1.04, so it's somewhere like right over there, which makes logical sense. So I know that that answer should be right. Thanks for watching the video, and like always, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, and I will be happy to post a solution video. Thanks for watching.